Next up, we have Sarma Malladi. He's the global CIO at SWM International. Sarma is an accomplished IT leader. He has been leading transformative digital initiatives at global organizations. He has a track record for consistently building strategic value across multi-billion-dollar corporations by leveraging digital technologies. He has developed and implemented strategic digital roadmaps designed to support enterprise business strategy with significant ROI. He has led the creation of digital enterprise blueprints to simplify application architectures to deliver integrated business process environments. In his current role as CIO for SWM International, a global engineering company, he has created several business-aligned digital strategies. He has the distinction of leading and delivering strategic digital initiatives while ensuring minimal disruption to the business. Welcome, Sharma. Thank you, and very glad to have you on the show.
Thanks, Vinil. Thanks for having me here.
Thank you, Sharma. It's always a pleasure to have a conversation with you. They're always power-packed with valuable insights for the audience. So let's get this rolling with a broader question for you. Globally, product engineering and manufacturing industry is being reshaped by numerous risk factors, including the supply and demand imbalance, higher operating costs, increased pressure from investors. And as competition becomes tougher, product engineering businesses are looking to improve data management and integrate digital technologies within their operations. However, we've seen that in this sector, it's slightly lagging behind other industries in terms of digital maturity. Can you throw some light on the broader state of the industry transformation and how you see that where it's going, and also provide some insight into SWM's own digital strategy and direction?
Sure, Vinil. I agree with you. Indeed, these sectors are lagging behind. In my opinion, there are several factors. Inadequate levels of awareness, lack of sponsorship from the top, and lack of organizational commitment. Also, in general, there is inherent skepticism in technology levers delivering a business value. Majority of manufacturing industry is still working using the old operating models. To some extent, disparate systems, lack of standardization, insufficient data is also constraining those organizations in making enough progress, even in enterprises with progressive thinking leadership. At SWM, we have been fortunate in overcoming some of these challenges and are making good progress. We have seen success with the approach of building a lighthouse plant and prove it out, and then expanding this to what I call fast follower plants. Mind you, that some such experiments may not pan out, and the organization must be ready to the idea of fail fast and move on. Even for the lighthouse plants, it's not necessary to have a perfect underlying foundation or infrastructure. Creating an abstract layer for the data from many disparate systems and building your technology solutions based on those abstractions will allow you to make progress and not depend on the modernization of the underlying transactional legacy systems. We have made strides in delivering AI, machine learning based advanced analytics capabilities for making needed predictions to improve quality and reduce cost of production. Also leveraging augmented reality based solutions to capture expert knowledge and accelerate onboarding of new technicians. We have also taken a similar approach by building pilots both with RPA and robotic solutions to automate repetitive and expensive manual tasks with a goal to improve productivity and reduce cost of production. Success from these pilots will significantly help in cementing the support needed from the business stakeholders and accelerating the journey for improved ROI.
All right, those are some great perspectives, and thank you for them. And as a segue to the earlier question, a recent Deloitte report that I was reading suggests that product engineering players are struggling with higher operating costs, especially post-pandemic, and also a decline in the skilled workforce, and which is creating a heightened pressure from investors. So like you mentioned earlier, digital transformation initiatives like the ones that you did with the Lighthouse project at SWIM and other automation seems to have become a strategic imperative of critical importance to address some of these issues. Can you talk a little bit about how you're looking at automation, AI, and analytics to bring in these required efficiencies in the business operations quickly and efficiently across some of the areas that you're looking after, like supply chain? We talked about workforce management and customer experience.
I can certainly cite two different use cases. The first one is around capturing tribal knowledge. Most of the manufacturing companies are dealing with aging workforce with skills and competencies that are difficult to replace. So there is a risk of losing this tribal knowledge when these individuals chose to retire. Imagine a production line outage. Some plants lose many hours of production capacity waiting for the experienced engineer to arrive and fix the problem. Value leakage includes cost associated with the production capacity loss, as well as travel costs. Using augmented reality, you can capture this knowledge. The video content can then be edited to create easy to follow training instructions. And you can deliver this to the local mechanic with a headset, where a step-by-step instruction can be given to expedite resolution. What this does, it minimizes the value leakage. Second example is around quality issues or high scrap rates. These are sources of high manufacturing costs, right? They inhibit companies from effectively competing in the market and becoming the supplier of choice. The traditional continuous improvement or Six Sigma methods have only delivered marginal improvements. When there are many parameters that could be influencing the production outcomes, and it's not easy for the production engineers to easily make correlations, that's where AI, machine learning based advanced analytics, digital capabilities come into play to help them understand the top few critical parameters among the many hundreds that are to be adjusted for achieving a step change. Imagine equipping the manufacturing operational leadership with insights that allow them to commit to a 50% or a 70% reduction in the current scrap rates versus the traditional 2 to 3% improvements through the CI efforts. Significant difference, right? A reduction to that degree will position the company to achieve significant operating margin improvement and position them to compete better in the market with high price pressures.
Thanks, Sarma. Those were some great insights. One last question before I let you go. As you were mentioning earlier in the conversation, given the factors of aging workforce and the need to reduce waste, you talked about driving higher quality and bringing in more efficiencies. These are so many areas that need accelerated digital transformation and automation, right, across your processes. Can you talk about, given that there are so many initiatives, can you talk about your strategies around how you prioritize and accelerate and execute some of these initiatives while ensuring that the target outcomes are met?
Sure. I have already talked about our foray in each of these disruptive technology areas. Advanced analytics to make predictions, augmented reality for capturing tribal knowledge, RPA for productivity improvement by eliminating high volume and repetitive tasks, and use of robotics for improved employment. Our pilots in each of these areas have proven the value from such pursuits. Now, to scale this, our strategy is conducting workshops in each area with relevant teams in what I call the fast follower plants or functions as a way to identify, prioritize, and implement these solutions. Understanding the current value leakage, cost of implementation, resource availability, pre-work that may be needed, such as M3.0 work, and how well are these aligned to your overarching strategic goals, are all the parameters used to build the roadmap. Another element that we also need to be looking at is building the requisite competencies and the resource pool. We have trained several people on these tools across the organization to build the basic competencies needed. However, that only gets you, so far, right? It takes time to build the requisite expertise. Hence, we have also established a partner network needed to scale these implementations. Thank you.
Hello again, everybody. Thank you for tuning into this exciting discussion. I hope